after the end of the video. If you think this video is not helpful, dislike this video. But if you find this video helpful, like this video and subscribe this channel, because we provide quality content. So let's get started. Hello everyone, in this video I'll tell you how to clear Wipro coding cutoff without having any coding knowledge. So this is part 1, and in this video I'll tell you coding marking scheme of Wipro NLTH, and in this video I'll explain about arrays. So after watching this video you can solve every type of question so which includes array. Okay, so let's get started. So before starting the video, let's talk about 3 important questions. Question 1 is how Wipro evaluates your coding solution. So answer is Wipro checks your code by the software provided by MCAT. So as you know that Wipro takes your exam, or you can say Wipro conduct your exam on the platform of MCAT. If you don't know what is MCAT, so you can search on Google. Okay, your exam will be on the platform of MCAT. So MCAT is a software, or you can say platform, and MCAT uses a software by which that software don't check your whole code. That software just check your test cases, how many test cases you have passed, and on the basis of how many test cases you have passed, they will give you marks. For example, there are total 10 test cases and you have passed 5 test cases, then they will give you 50% marks. Okay, so this is the procedure how Wipro evaluates your coding solution. Okay, now one important question is, if you suppose if you wrote a logic of a coding and you wrote correct logic, but your answer is not correct, I mean your output is not correct, then will Wipro give you any marks? So answer is no. Wipro will give you 0 marks if your output is not correct. Okay, so Wipro will give you marks only on the basis of test cases. Now the question is, what are the test cases and how many test cases we need to pass by this trick? So what are the test cases? I'll tell you in this video. Let me tell you what are the type of test cases. So there are 2 type of test cases. First one is public test case, second one is private test case. By using this trick we can pass all the public test case. Okay, and if you want to pass all private test case also, then I'll tell you normal method. In this video I'll explain. Okay, in this video I'll explain 2 methods. First one is trick. If you don't have any coding knowledge, then you can solve that coding question, but you can solve or pass only public test case by that trick. But if you want to pass all the test cases, I mean public and as well as private, then and you want to score 100% marks, then you need to write full code. So I'll write full code also for you. Okay, and I'll explain everything step by step. Okay, so now next important question is how many test cases we need to pass. Yeah, so we need to pass 4 or 6, 4, 5 or 6. Generally this is based on the difficulty level exam to clear the Wipro coding cutoff. Okay, so by this trick you can pass 3, 4 or 5 test cases easily. Okay, now let's move to the question. Now this is a question. Okay, first I'll not read this question, I'll pass these test cases. So these are the test cases. There are 2 test cases, first test case and second test case. So what are the test case? So test case nothing like but that's a input. Like for example, Wipro will put some inputs, and after that they will match if your output is correct or not. For example, if they will write first input 32, second input 1, third input 23, fourth input 43 and 5, fifth input 12, then your output should be largest number is 43. Your output should be like this. Okay, and if they put input like this, your output should be like this. Okay, so first we will not read this question. First I'll pass these test cases without reading any question. Okay, this is first method, or you can say this is a trick. But after solving this question by trick, I'll solve full code and I'll read full questions, and how to pass all the test cases I'll tell you in this video. Okay, so let's get started. Before reading the question, I'll pass these 2 test cases. Okay, so let's get started. So here you can see there are 5 inputs, 1 2 3 4 5 inputs. Okay, and there is 1 output. So this is output and there are 5 inputs. So and all inputs are of type integer. Okay, so what we need to do, let's this is online compiler, and I'm using C language. Okay, I'm using C language. So now what you have to do in your exam, there will be some code written, and you need to remove all the codes. After that, what you need to do, you need to remove all the codes. After that, you need to write this has include stdio dot h like this. Okay, after that, let me remove this. Okay, yeah, you need to write this. After that, you need to take 5 inputs. Because why take 5 inputs? Because there are 5 inputs: first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Okay, there are 5 inputs, so we need to take 5 inputs. So how to take inputs in C? You know that easily. We will write scanf function. Scanf function helps us to take the input, and we need to take input as an integer type, so we will write %d. Okay, %d is used to take input as an integer. After that, we will write any number like a. Okay, I'm writing a. Okay, after that, I'm taking input, that's why we need to write and symbol. Okay, and we need to declare also a. What is the a? We need to declare a is of type a, integer. Okay, but there is only one scanf function we wrote, so we will be able to take only one input, but we need to take 5 inputs, so we will write 5 scanf function. Okay, so I'm just copying this, and I'll type this 5 times. Okay, 3, 4 or 5, but we need to change this number. Okay, second input should be B, and third input should be C, fourth input should be D, and fifth input should be E. Okay, you can name anything like that, and you can declare here. You need to declare here A, B, C, D and E. Okay, these are the 5 inputs. Now what this statement will do? This statement will take 5 inputs. Okay, like this. Now we need to print this, but if these inputs are like this, then we need to print this. So we will write if else condition. So if you don't know if else condition, don't worry, I'll tell you. So what we need to do, we need to write it if first input is 32. What is the first input here? Here first input is a. So if a is equal to 32. Okay, and this is written for and. Okay, and symbol, we need to write 2 times and symbol. After that, if first input is equal to 32 and second input is equal to 1, I mean b equal to 1, and again we need to write and c equal to 23, c equal to 23. After that, again we need to write and. After, what is the fourth input? Fourth input we need to write 43, sorry, d equal to 43. After that, we need to write? We need to write e equal to, and what is the e? Value of e? Value of e is 12. Okay, so this is the condition. Now if this is true, then what we need to print? We need to print printf. This is the function printf. This is used to print the value. Okay, we need to print largest number is 43. Okay, we need to print largest number is 43. Okay, now if this condition is not true, I mean if second condition is true, I mean if input is like this, if input is 4, 14, 2 to 3, let me write. If a is 4 and a is 4, b equal to, what is the value of b? 14, b equal to 14, sorry 14, and c equal to, what is the value of c? Value of c equal to 2 to 3. Okay, 2 to 3, 2 to 3, and what is the value of d? Value of d, what is the value of d? So value of d is 12. Okay, so value of d is 12. So here we will write 12. Okay, and what is the value of e? Value of e is 30. Okay, 30. And if this is correct, so what we need to print? And one more thing, here we need to write else. Okay, if else condition. Okay, and if this is correct, then we need to print 2 to 3. We need to print 2 to 3. 2 to 3. Okay, now we are done. Now I'm going to run this code. I think we are done. Yeah, I'm going to run this code. Now we will check that our code is correct or not. So what is the first condition? If first input is 32, 1, 23, 4, 43, 12. Then our output should be this. Okay, so just let's check that our output is correct or not. First input is 32, second input is 1, third input is 23, fourth input is 43, fifth input is 12. Now I'm pressing enter. Our output should be, yeah, our output should be largest number is 43, so our output is correct. Okay, so we have passed first test case. Now we will check that this test case is correct or not. Now I'll again run. Now I'll input 4, 14, 2 to 3, 12 and 30. So 4, 14, 2 to 3, 12, 30. Okay, I'm just pressing enter. Anything is, you see, because I wrote here 12. Okay, that's why this input is not correct. Okay, I'm again going to run again, because I wrote there 12 instead of 14. Okay, instead of 14 I wrote there 12. I'm again going to run. First input is 4, second input is 14, third input is 2 to 3, fourth input is 12, fifth input is 30. I'm pressing enter. So our output is this. Okay, so our output is correct. Okay, so this is the public test case. So we have passed public test case by this trick. Okay, but what if we want to pass all the test cases like private test case, in previous example I wrote here 12. Okay, so our output should be like this, but we didn't get any output. Okay, why? Because we didn't define for 12. Okay, we didn't define anything like if second input is 12. Okay, so is this good method? No, this is not a good method, but to clear the Wipro coding cutoff you can use this trick. Okay, but this trick is not good. Okay, why I'm saying this trick is not good? Because sometimes Wipro will give you only 1 or 2 test cases in one question. Then how will you clear the cutoff? Suppose in first question they gave you only 1 test case, and in second question they gave you 2 test cases. Then your total test cases will be 3. Then you will not able to clear the cutoff. Okay, so don't rely on this trick. Okay, this trick, use this trick if you are blank in your exam and you don't know solution of any coding question. Okay, so what is the motive of making the video? Okay, so the motive of this video is, suppose if you solve one question, okay, and you don't know the solution of another question, then you can apply this trick on second question. Okay, because sometimes Wipro coding cutoff goes high, then you can easily clear the cutoff. Okay, because you can solve one question by your own and you can pass public test cases of second question. Okay, then you can easily clear the cutoff. Or sometimes you can use this trick on both the questions to clear the coding cutoff if you are lucky. Okay, because if you will get 2 or 3 public test cases, then it means you are lucky, then you can easily clear the cutoff. But if there will be only 1 test case in your exam, then you will not be able to clear the coding cutoff. Okay, so don't rely this on this trick. Okay, so prepare for your exam. Now I'm going to solve this question by normal method. So you should know how to solve this question by normal method, so that you can score full marks. Okay, so how to pass all the test cases without this trick. Okay, so I'm going to pass all the test cases, okay, without this trick, with normal coding question. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to remove this. Okay, I'm just going to remove this, or it's better to use another compiler. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to write has include stdio.h. now after that what we need to write, int main. After that we need to write, here we can write return 0. Okay, so this is the structure we need to write after that. Now I'm going to solve this question. How to solve this coding question? This is an array, so let's read this question. Okay, so what is the question saying? Question saying Raju got an assignment from his school. He needs to create an array and store 5 numbers in that array. After storing 5 numbers in an array, he needs to find the largest number. Can you write a program for Raju to help in his assignment? Okay, so what is the question? Question is just we need to create an array, and inside that array we need to store 5 numbers. Okay, after that after storing 5 numbers, we need to find what is the largest number. Like this, in this array there are 5 numbers. First number is 32, 1, 23, 43, 12. These are the 5 numbers. After that, what is the largest number? Largest number is 43. So we need to write, we need to print largest number is 43. And in second question, there are 5 numbers, and in that number, what is the largest number? 2 to 3. So we need to print largest number is 2 to 3. Okay, this is the question. We need to write a program for this. Okay, so how to write? So we need to create an array. Okay, so this is very easy. So how to create an array? Just and one more thing, how to create an array? This array is type of integer, number type. Okay, so how to create an array? Just write int, and one more thing, inside that write anything like n. I'm going to write n, and inside that write two brackets, one opening square bracket, another is closing square bracket, and inside that I'll write 5. Why I'm going to write 5? Because we need to store 5 numbers. Okay, we need to store 5 numbers. Okay, so that's why I wrote 5. Now after that, here we need to store 5 numbers, but here we wrote 5 scanf. Okay, here we wrote 5 scanf, but we can use another best method. Okay, we don't need to write scanf 5 times. Okay, because this code was for beginner who don't know coding. That's why I wrote 5 scanf. But if you know little bit coding, and if you know for loop, then you can use for loop. So how to use for loop? You can write for. Okay, and inside that you can write int. Let's declare here I equal to 0, I is less than 5. Okay, I plus plus. If you know basic for loop, then you can easily understand what this line says. Okay, and I'm going to declare here second integer I. Okay, now I'm going to take 5 inputs. Okay, so I'll write just one type, scanf, and because if we use for loop, what is the meaning of this for loop? This for loop will start I equal to 0, and it will run up to I is less than 5. Okay, it means it will go I, value of I will be 0, second value 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it I is less than equal to 5. Okay, so it will start from 0 and it will go up to 4. Okay, so how many numbers total will be there? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Total there will be 5 numbers. Okay, here we are including 0. Okay, now we need to write percentile d. Okay, after that what we need to do? We need to write n, and before n we need to write and n. Okay, why? What I need to write? I need to write I. Why I am writing I? Because first we need to store the value of n0. After that we need to store value n1, n2, n3, n4. Okay, so after that what we need to do? Now this trick will take 5 inputs. Okay, this trick will take 5 inputs. How this will take 5 inputs? Let me run this code so that you can understand better. Okay, and now I'm going to enter the inputs. First input is 4, 23, any random input. Okay, 54, 67, 2. Okay, now I'm pressing enter. It's taking only 4 inputs. Okay, 5 inputs, sorry. Now it's taking only 5 inputs. So by writing this code, you can store 5 inputs in that array. Okay, so what is the value of this n? Let me explain you again. Meaning of this n, this is storing like this. Okay, like this I am writing, like first input is 4, second input is 23, third input is 54, fourth input is 67, fifth input is 2. So this is storing like this. Okay, if we write this logic, then what this is doing? This is storing these 5 inputs like this. So this is the first value, 4 is first value, 23 is second value, 54 is third value, 67 is fourth value, and 2 is fifth value. So these are 5 inputs. This n array is storing. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to find the largest value. So what is the largest value in this array? In this array 67 is largest value. Okay, so let's write a logic. In that logic, first let's declare an integer, like I'm giving name it like largest. Okay, let's give largest. Okay, so this is the name of the integer. Okay, let's put initial value of this largest is equal to this. Okay, is equal to like this. So what is the initial value of this? Initial value, how we will write this? Let me give you example. Like if I write n3, so what is the meaning of n3? What is the meaning of n3? N3 meaning is this, like this is n0, this is n1, this is n2, n3, this is n3. Okay, and this is n4. So what is the meaning of n3? N3 is equal to 67. Okay, so if we need to write 4, so what is the 4 is which value? 4 is, we will write n0. N0 means 4. Okay, n0 means 4. Okay, and what is the meaning of n4? N4 is 0. If we write n4, so what is the meaning of n4? N4 meaning is 2. Why? Sorry, n4 meaning is 2. Why 2? Because this is the n4. This is n0, n1, n2, n3, n4. Okay, so I am going to giving it as an initial value. Its initial value, let's take give it initial value like n0. Okay, why I wrote n0? N0 meaning is the initial value. Whatever the initial value is this, whatever the initial value, we will write here. Okay, we will store the initial value in this array, in this integer. Largest is the integer. Okay, in this largest integer we are storing the first value. First value is 4. We will store this in this okay, this integer. Now I am going to remove this. Now let's write another logic. After that, what we need to do, we need to compare. Okay, we need to compare. We will compare this 4, okay, one by one. How to compare? I'll write for loop, for another for loop, for I equal to 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus. Okay, now after that we will write one extra logic. We will write if n of I, what is the meaning of n of I? N of I, first n of I will be n of 0. Oh, and what is the value of n of 0? N of 0 is 4. Okay, so if n of 0, it means if 4 is less than initial value. Okay, largest. Here I'll write largest. Okay, if n of I is greater than largest, then what we need to do? We need to update the largest. We will write largest. Okay, we will write largest equal to n of I. Okay, we are done. Now we are done. Okay, so largest value will be stored, whatever will be the largest value, that will be stored in this array. Okay, sorry, in this integer largest. Okay, now we need to print largest. So how to print? Printf, we need to print largest value. Sorry, I need to print largest number na. Yeah, largest number is, we need to print largest number is. After that we need to give space. After here we need to write. Okay, here we need to write we need to print largest. So what is the method to print this? We need to write %d. Okay, we will write %d here. After that comma, we will write largest. Okay, so largest value will be printed here. Okay, here in the place of %d. Now we are done. Now I am going to run this code. Let's check that our code is correct or not. Okay, so just I am giving some random input: 23, 1, 54, 554, any number. Let's run, say 87. Okay, I'm pressing enter. What is the largest number? Largest number is 554. It's correct. Okay, so our code is correct. Now I'm going to pass our public test cases so that you can understand better. So what is the public test case? 32, 1, 23, 43, 12. Okay, 32, 1, 23, 43, 23, 43, and in last 12. Okay, I'll press enter. It's printing largest number is 43. So okay, so our output is correct. Okay, so you can see our output is correct. So this is the method, this is the real actual method by which you can pass any test case, okay. So this is actual method. If you will write your code like this, then you will get 100% marks. But if you will write your code like this, okay, if you will write your code like this, yeah, like this, yeah, if you will write your code like this, then your only public test case will be passed, only public test case, okay. But if you will code like this, your public as well as private test case will be passed, okay, and you will get 100% marks. So this is the 100% correct code, and this is code for those candidates who are beginner in coding, okay. If you are beginner in coding, then you can follow this method, okay, and it depends upon your luck. If there will be 2 or 3 test cases, public test cases, then you can clear the cutoff. Otherwise you need to write full logic, okay. So this is a full logic, okay. So if you didn't get how this coding is working, so please pause this video and play back this video, okay, so you can you will understand better. And now you need to do one thing. I am giving you a question as a homework so that you can understand it better. Now what you need to do, this method is finding the largest number. Now you need to find the smallest number, okay. So in you can find the smallest number and tell me in comment, okay. I'll check that code if your code is correct or not, okay. So what you need to do, you need to write a code to find the smallest number, okay. This code finds the largest number, and you need to write a code that finds the smallest number, okay. And tell me in comment. After that I'll make a next video on that, okay. And I'll try to make next video on strings also, okay. So if there will be strings or characters in your exam, so that you can solve strings question also, okay. So in my upcoming videos I'll try to explain 2 methods. One method is like this, okay, from which you can pass only public test case. This method is easy, but if you want to pass all the test case, then you need to write like this. But this method is difficult, okay. For this you need to know some basic coding like you need to know for loop, okay. If you know for loop, and you need to know some logics also, okay. So yeah, this is that's all for this video. If you have any doubt, please feel free to ask in comment box, and you can join our Telegram channel. I'll provide link in description. And if you think this video is helpful, like this video and subscribe this channel for more such videos. Thank you for watching this video.